I felt like I just wanted new energy and something different, and it definitely took me by surprise.
Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson left everyone bewildered when the news of their relationship first came out. It looked like the most unlikely of pairings, and no one expected it to work, but it did for a while. Unfortunately, that period of bliss ended sometime back with the lovers deciding to call it quits. And by the looks of it, at least one of them has still not moved on. Kim Kardashian split up with her husband Kanye West back in February 2021. For a long time, she vowed to stay away from men and focus on herself. But then many months later, she met Pete Davidson on the set of SNL, and the rest is history. Kim was ready to stay single for as long as needed in order to move on from her marriage, and for 10 months, she decided to give her undivided attention to herself. This meant no boyfriends and no relationships. But when she met Pete, she was so attracted to him that she decided to give it a shot. She even pursued him by asking one of the producers on SNL for his number. Kim was enthralled by this kind and funny young man, and Pete was equally thrilled to receive the affection of this diva. And in no time, the two became lovers. And for 9 months, their relationship was picture perfect.
That's really bonding.
When I fell asleep, and I kept on talking about all night, like, oh my God, I have this pimple, I have this pimple. Don't let me fall asleep. I have to put pimple medicine on it before I go to sleep. Fell asleep, forgot, woke up in the morning with dried pimple medicine on my face.
Be it bonding over skincare or over Kim's adorable children, the two seem to have a very strong connection. The two look picture perfect in award shows and red carpets. They really had everyone envying the love they shared and the romance that came so effortlessly in their relationship. Everyone had expected this romance to fizzle in only a few weeks, let alone months. But the two seem stronger than ever every day. What had started as just a means for Kim to hook up quickly became love.
We kissed in scene. It was just a vibe, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I just need to try something different.
If you have any doubts about how serious the relationship had gotten in only a few months, you'll be surprised to find out Pete was hanging out with Kim's children without her and even got their initials tattooed on his body. Kim and Pete had their fair share of problems in the relationship, such as learning to navigate long distance so early on in the relationship, as well as dealing with the children. Kim wanted to wait some time before introducing her new boyfriend to her kids. Even though Pete loves children and was looking forward to meeting them, he waited till Kim was comfortable enough to bring him home. The biggest problem in the relationship didn't come from any of their personal issues, but rather an unsuspecting third party. Kim's ex-husband, Kanye, decided he wanted Kim back and began acting rather unhinged to get her back. Be it public declaration of love or making cryptic posts on Instagram, Kanye did all sorts of things to try to get Kim to take him back. But when Kim got into a relationship with Pete, all of Kanye's attention shifted towards the poor new boyfriend. Kanye made sure he let Pete Davidson know that he disapproved of his relationship with his ex-wife. He threatened Pete, tried to humiliate him, and infuriated him with every chance he got. Even after Pete messaged him to deal with things privately, Kanye continued to make a scene in public. All of this would have been bearable if Kanye had not done what he did next. He decided to carry a dummy of Pete's cut head in his music video. Not only was this alarming and scary, but also completely disrespectful of Kim and Pete. Surprisingly, Pete dealt with this in an amazing manner and managed to keep his cool. He didn't let Kanye ruin his relationship with Kim, and the two continued to enjoy their time together, despite Kanye's continued antics. You'd think a relationship like this was bound to last. Unfortunately, like all good things, things started to crumble because of some major differences in opinions. Kim wanted to take things slow and cherish the relationship as it was. Pete, however, had other ideas. According to sources, Pete was ready to take things with Kim to the next stage. He even wanted to start a family with Kim and have kids. But Kim is done with kids and has no plans of giving birth to a fifth one. This was a huge blow to Pete, as being a father was his biggest dream, and Kim was his dream girl. The fact that this vision was never going to be brought to life, of Pete having and growing a family with Kim, was heartbreaking for Pete. The two broke up after 9 months of dating, and it looked like they were both shattered by their breakup. Pete had a full-blown mental breakdown after that breakup. He even had to get psychiatric help. Luckily, he managed to get back from this dark place. Kim continued to support him during this difficult time, and the two were on friendly terms. Kim wished Pete nothing but the best, even if their time together was over. Even though he seemed to have gotten back on his feet after this terrible blow, he hasn't completely moved on. Kim hasn't had it any easier either. According to the family sources, Kim was incredibly sad that the relationship had to end like this. She didn't want to tag Pete along when she was not ready for things to go at such speed. Pete and Kim have continued to talk to each other despite the breakup. They've managed to be not just cordial, but even close after things ending abruptly. Sometimes we wonder if they are just a bit too close for things to be strictly cordial between them. After all, it's no secret that Pete wants Kim back. He regretted the breakup as soon as it happened and begged Kim for another chance. But Kim refused to get back together. The breakup was incredibly hard on her too, but it was the right decision at the time. The two are talking and Pete is making sure Kim knows he wants her back. Right after the breakup, he had asked her mom and sisters to help him get his girl back. Even though it was a gesture Kim didn't exactly like at the moment, we're sure she was secretly touched by Pete's gesture. Pete isn't one to shy away from saying exactly how he feels. So he's let Kim know that he would jump on a plane at a moment's notice for her. Looks like Kim might finally be relenting from her decision after seeing Pete's earnestness. According to some insiders, Kim sneaked out in disguise to secretly meet Davidson at Staten Island. Not just this, they seem to have spent a night together too after Pete was seen visiting Kim at her hotel in New York. It's not really surprising if Kim decided to give Pete another chance. Maybe she has finally changed her mind about children, or Pete's love and admiration for her made her make an exception this one time only for him.
Pete has got to be literally the best human being I've ever met. Like the best heart. People always say like, oh, he's so funny, and it's like has to do with how funny he is. That's like fourth on my list of why I like him. Always wants the best for people, can handle anything, always does it with grace. Like he's really, really thoughtful and humble and just so genuine. I would say the perfect word to describe Pete is genuine.
Kim has always talked so highly of Pete, going as far as saying he was the best human being she had ever met. People were quick to notice that the two are still on good terms with each other based on the birthday gifts Kim received. One of the gifts was a beautiful bouquet of roses and a diptyque jasmine candle, which fans think is a gift from her former beau, Pete Davidson. Dish Nation wrote, Kim Kardashian's birthday gifts have social media sleuths speculating. She shared her gifts to Instagram, which included a beautiful bouquet of roses and a diptyque jasmine candle. Fans think the candle is from Pete because of their Aladdin SNL sketch. People have mixed opinions about the recent reports of a rekindled romance. Some think it just might be all a stunt to take away attention from the rumors of Travis Scott cheating on Kylie. After all, the Kardashians have a history of manipulating the media whenever and however they want, with fake rumors and gossip. One Twitter user wrote, not a source saying Kim and Pete are back together amid Kylie and Travis cheating rumors and Kanye's spiral. We see you, Kris Jenner. That's it from our side for today, folks. We'll be back soon. Until then, take care and goodbye.